Welcome to the Perpetual Incompetence podcast, a journey in competitive self-improvement.
Join us as the three of us endeavor to improve our lives by competing in a series of low-stakes challenges.
In each episode, we will come up with a challenge and then define the rules or metrics for victory.
We'll have 2 weeks to do our best, and at the end, one of us will be crowned victor. Hi, I'm Melodious Warbler Mike Picazzo Collins, the Satisfinder, aka Lil Seeky Boy, the Songsmith's Revenge.
Hello, I'm the Slumberjack, the Dashing Brogue, the Taste Bud Traveler, Dan Collins, the Wheat Treater.
And I'm Travis Gazellicus Brabin, the Planet Pusher, Postal Pile Driver, and bearer of the Incompetent Cup of Iridescent Splendor. We each have one idea for a challenge for us to attempt in the next 2 weeks. After we've all presented, we'll decide whose idea is the best. Who wants to go first? Okay.
I
Mike
will
will
go
go
first. Yeah. So, I was down a Y hole the other day, as I often am, watching strange and varied and mysterious YouTube videos. And I came across a series that piqued my interest. And so let's take ourselves back several million years to when we were all monkey people. Yes, and we spent our time in the trees. And so apparently the way that humans carry ourselves right now is very unhealthy for us, especially if you're like me and you spend most of the day sitting in a chair. But there's things you can do to fix this. You know, there's a lot of problems that come from being, in a chair or even just kind of walking around, or if you have poor posture, that kind of thing. You know, these can really affect your health and enjoyment of life. So, one of the things you can do is hang. That is to say, you lift your arms above your head and you find something to dangle from. Not necessarily doing like a pull-up or anything, but like a dead hang, right?
Just hang out, right?
Just hang in there. And so what you do is you literally do that as much as possible, and you start to see changes, like your back will feel like it has less pressure on it, your posture will improve, your arms and your shoulders and stuff will increase mobility. There's some strength that you can gain in your arms and hands, and it's just kind of better for you all around. It's like it's a thing, like just dangling. Just hang there and dangle. Hang and dangle.
Hang and dangling.
So my proposal is that we hang and dangle, and the person that dangles the most is the winner. Time spent dangling.
The danky dangler.
The dangler.
I mean, I don't hate it. I've heard of the same ideas, and I mean, at minimum, it's sort of like an inversion table where just hanging sort of decompresses your spine, the shoulder and range of movement and that sort of thing. So that's a solid suggestion, I would say.
Man, I need this right now. This last weekend, I made a very bad mistake of sitting in my computer chair in a very bad way to make my lower back just hate me, and I've been in pain. Like I stand up and I'm just like an old man, my back.
Yeah,
I need that right now.
Yeah, let's dangle. Let's do some dangling, guys.
It's just it's very silly. Okay,
it would be a fun one to come up with a title for. I would say.
Okay,
all right, I'll run through mine. In these uncertain economic times, inflation is happening, prices are going up. We are all relatively stable, but sometimes you're not sure, if a downturn happened, you might worry about whether or not you'd be able to make ends meet. So I would like us to start laying the groundwork or start evaluating our options for making a little extra money on the side if we had to. So I think the challenge would be to make as much additional, extra money beyond your regular income through, I'll say any means possible, but within legal means.
Oh, okay.
So selling plasma, making and selling things, selling music online, doing Craigslist labor or something. Any of these things, selling things you own but don't really need, trading things in, any of that stuff. I think that we have a lot of things around us that we don't necessarily need, and we could probably make a little extra money by selling. But B, it's just I don't know. Sometimes it's nice knowing that you can make a little extra money if you need to.
Yeah, gotta work that hustle.
That's right.
All right.
We haven't really done any financial challenges so far in this podcast.
Yeah,
Because we're all filthy rich.
yeah.
All three of us.
It's news to
I
me.
think this is one that I actually had presented a long time
I
ago.
think you did. Like,
I think so.
Like one of the first ones.
But I also need money. I need both of you guys' things.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you bring to the table, Dan?
Well, so I have kind of a little bit of a different challenge that is sort of not. It's a challenge, but it's like the opposite of what we normally do. So we're all about this hustle culture, talking about making money, all that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Getting stuff done, working on projects. But you know what you got to do sometimes? You got to relax. So I was thinking, let's relax. Let's just chill out. See who can relax the best. And just like, I'm saying like, just like take a moment and just, just sit around for a while. It's important for mental health, you gotta lower that stress level, lower that blood pressure. Just like you just don't really do anything. The challenge is to not do anything, to just relax, or to do things that are relaxing.
I mean, I like the concept here because it's basically like, hey, let's not do a challenge this week.
Well, I mean, it is a challenge because like you there like you could seek out a hot tub or something, or like you could like maybe acquire something that makes your relaxing life a little bit better. Like there are ways to amplify your relaxedness.
This puts us in a real predicament because that's a valid life improvement thing to do, to take effort to ensure that you are relaxing enough, because there are many people, probably all of us on this podcast, who often feel that they don't relax enough, or we're always doing things, and when you're busy, relaxation time tends to fall by the wayside. And there's genuine, I would say, probably mental and physical benefits to be had from ensuring that you take care of yourself mentally and physically. But I don't know that anybody's going to listen to the back half of this episode if you say.
Well, I mean, I feel like if we approached it with like actively make it so that you are more relaxed. You know what I mean? Like, go to a spa,
or like actively take walks in the forest or something.
Yeah, well, it kind of like I'm kind of thinking of like when we did the enjoy fall, kind of along a similar vein. Like get out,
like that challenge.
Like get out there and chill. You know what I mean?
I think these are all good. I mean, like that's a genuinely good idea if we can find a way to sell it in an interesting way, or at least here are some things you could do to be more relaxed yourself, I guess. I don't know. They're all good options, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do remember, if I recall, like it is vaguely similar to the Enjoy Fall. What was it? The Pumpkinist.
Yeah.
That was the name of the episode. And I remember that one was like, this was sort of boring. It was sort of a boring episode,
Yeah.
It was apt for the season.
Yeah, that's true.
It was low energy. It was calm. Yeah, it was a little boring.
I mean, I had fun.
I had
fun
great,
for me.
Yeah.
Mike, I remember you saying, and this might be a point against this challenge, would be you found it stressful to try to do things to enjoy fall. So the act of like competing to relax may diminish the overall returns.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm gonna relax so hard. I bet. Side note, that the way I just said that reminds me of that part of that Y hole that I was talking about the other day. Man, if you haven't gone down the Y hole of just watching every promotional video by Macho Man Randy Savage, you're missing out on an important part of life.
Can I just say that
treasure.
you're the only person I've ever heard say Y hole. Like that's not a thing that I've ever heard in common parlance, but I'm on board with making that a thing.
I looked it up because when I said that, my wife said, I think that has sexual connotations to it. And I looked it up, and it means exactly what I think it means. It's like getting stuck in the, because...
Oh, well, I thought it was a reference to a K-hole when you're on ketamine, right?
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
So like you're completely entranced by YouTube.
Yeah. You can't escape it. I
right.
feel like we've got off the rails here a little bit.
Pivoting back, we have 3 challenges: relax the most, hang the most, or make the most money.
I'm a big fan of mine, and I think I want to try it. Honestly, that's kind of why I submitted it.
I'm intrigued by Mike's, just how kind of out of left field that one was.
Yeah.
I've never heard of hanging for health.
Yeah, just dangling.
Dangle for health.
This kind of goes along with, I have one on my list that I will save for a later date, but squatting is a thing where people just like sit like basically on their haunches and get comfortable sitting that way. Apparently that's the thing people swear by also.
Oh, that's something that I am well versed in. I lived in Indonesia, and that's what people do there.
Oh yeah. So maybe I'll never suggest that because you'll smoke us, but
I squat with the best of them.
I'll be down to squat. We can get some squat on. Not right now, but let's talk about dangling. How can I sell you? How can I get you in a new dangle today?
I think I'm sold also. The hustling is one thing. It would be a lot of extra work, and coming off a challenge that required significant time investment, I would be okay with just hanging around.
Just hanging.
You could set up your dangle station in front of the TV or your computer or something,
That's exactly what I was thinking.
That would
your
be
dangle
probably...
station.
All right, so we're dangling.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I also want to find an honorific for it, because I'm.
All right. Well,
before we get to honorific, let's refine our selection. Right?
Yeah.
How do we win? Are we timing? Like, are we starting a stopwatch as soon as we mount the bar, or what?
I think so. I think total time dangled is probably all we need. Don't you think?
It's simple.
Maybe we could try to also. I mean, I think that would be the how we determine who the winner is, but also you have to focus on what it's doing to your body.
Oh yeah.
For discussion points.
Yeah, we need to see like, how am I improved by dangling? Dangle is a funny word. The more I say it, the more I like it.
Yeah.
That's simple.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a winning. Oh, it's a winner.
Okay. Dangling.
All right, let's talk honorifics. The Dangler. Let's get it out of the way.
I like dangle, but I feel like it needs to be something like the something dangler, like the.
Yeah, we can season it a little bit.
Okay. It's something like along the lines of perpetual dangler, like the forever dangler, the forever dangle,
the infinite dangle.
I think the infinite dangler is pretty cool.
Or how about like the like you own, like you possess the infinite dangle.
How about no? How about
How about There's a lot of
This is fraught territory.
Here's one. The human mud flap.
What?
What are things that dangle? Let's think of things that dangle here.
Fruit dangles.
Fruit dangles. The low-hanging fruit.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah, I like kind of
The ever-hanging fruit.
The ever-hanging
brute.
The
low-hanging brute.
I like that.
It's got a nice. I just googled synonyms for dangle. We got droop. That's a fun one. Flap, hang, sling, sway, swing.
Well, okay. How about this? Okay, so it's for your health, right? Dr. Dangle.
What about the?
Oh, wait. The something. The pendulous dangler. Pendulum is a funny
the pendulous
word.
Dangler. What about the dangolier?
The dangolier.
I like Dr. Dangle. Dr. Dangle's my favorite.
I'm not sold on Dr. Dangle.
the pendulum man. The pendulous man. The
hangler. Hanging dangler.
Perpetual pendulum.
The droopist.
I don't like that.
This is suspension, suspend.
Hangman.
Yeah.
So it's about as plain as it gets.
Yeah.
The heroic hangman.
What was the one? I said one a little while ago that I really liked. What was it?
Pendulous dangler.
Wait, I feel like we said a couple that were really good, and now I've forgotten them completely.
We got distracted by Dr. Dangle.
This is definitely what. There's been some like prior episodes where we'd breeze right past a good one, and on my listen to it after we publish it, I'm like, man, that would have been a good one.
Yeah,
we go right past it.
I'd like to bring us back to human mud flap.
I am like 0% on board with
that. Spardangle.
The human mud flap puts like imagine just tiny little people hanging off the back of like a semi truck, just like that's horrible. Those poor little people.
Of all the things that hangle, like a mud flap is not in the first 100 things that come to mind.
It's like the least like attractive one.
Yeah.
I feel like there's what else dangles? I mean,
lots of shower curtains.
The human hanger, which sounds like a serial killer. I take that back.
What about what are those things that you hit with a stick called
Pinata?
Yeah,
the human pinata.
I
think the defining characteristic of a pinata is that it gets hit, not that it hangs.
That's fair.
What is it? What is something that the defining characteristic of it is that it hangs? And I'm going to bring us back around to mud flap. That's the
defining characteristic.
Yeah, go ahead, Dan.
It prevents mud from flapping.
Yeah, it's a mud flap.
It stops mud.
Exactly.
Chandeliers. Uh,
Yeah, that's too
Sloth.
fancy for us.
Sloth
Sloths.
sang.
Sloths. Or,
sloths.
oh, hey, well, like monkeys. Monkeys hang.
Yeah.
Monkey
Yeah,
boy.
monkey. Yeah, monkey boy. Yeah, okay. Uh,
Monkey man.
monkey. Yeah, I prefer sloths. Sloths are one of my favorite animals.
Oh, what about Dangly Kong or something like that? Like Donkey Kong, but like Kong, Gorilla, Dangle, something in there.
Dangle Kong, Doctor Dangle.
Dr. Dangle sounds like somebody's porn name.
Yep. Something. I think, like, honestly, if we go back to the beginning and do something Dangler, there's got to be a modifier we can
Dangle.
just,
Dangler.
Dangerous
The
Dangler.
what's the? I like the idea of like maybe like strength, something insinuating strength,
right,
dangling.
being able to hold on for a long time.
Yeah, the
The
grasping dangler,
the durable Dangler.
the defiant dangler,
I like that. That's good.
the
What the
tenacious.
defiant Dangler to me is very reminiscent of those scenes in movies where there's a person hang on by like on a ledge, and like it's a somebody's trying to like knock them off, and it's like the person like white knuckling on the edge is what defiant Dangler brings to mind for me.
I do
Which
like defiant dangler.
it's on brand or on theme.
Newfangled,
The newfangled dangle.
That's all right.
entangled dangler,
The star spangled dangler.
flags dangle.
That's true.
Flags do dangle.
Said I'd say that. Dangle is a very funny word.
We could just leave it as the dangler. That might be the best.
I mean, I honestly kind of just like the dangler.
The dangler.
I feel like it's not. I mean, I think it's pretty good.
It's okay. I don't know. It's okay.
Yeah,
I want a little bit more.
yeah, I agree.
How about like something like the man who dangles?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, he who dangles.
The dangled one.
I kind of like that.
The idea of slotting that into like one of our nicknames or whatever is like,
He
and
who
I am
dangles.
Mike Collins, or he who dangles, Mike Collins.
I kind of like that.
That's pretty good. He who dangles.
It's like it sounds like some mystic like out up in the mountains in some
is
hut.
You must
Who is
seek
that
the
man?
one who dangles.
The one who, maybe we should go with the one who dangles.
I do like that. It's very yeah.
Probably like he who dangles. I think it's probably a little better because the one who dangles is a little too like on the nose.
Yeah, the dangling one.
Mike Collins, he who dangles, or you could do it.
It's gotta
It could
be
be the first
before.
thing. Yeah, the first thing. He who dangles. I'm good. I like that.
I do too. I'm
right.
Let's do that. That's good.
He who dangles.
And it makes for like an episode name that people are like, what? What does that even mean?
All right. Do we got a forecast? I think I have a ace up my sleeve on this one that I'm not going to.
Yeah, you've got that jujitsu strength. You've been working on your grip for a long time.
Well, that's not it actually, because my arms kind of just don't work anymore because I do jujitsu. So
yeah,
Well,
right.
I think I'll need to buy something for this. I don't know if I have something in my house I can dangle on.
I know I need to. I gotta like build something or something. So
Yeah.
make sure it whatever you do, make sure it's strong enough to support your weight. It's a key component.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be he who falls over and hurts themselves.
He who breaks his door frame. Actually, I bought one of those door frame like pull-up bar things, and I unwrapped it. It was when I was living with mom and dad, and I put it up in the door frame, and immediately it just ripped the molding off, the trim off. Yeah. And I felt a little bad about that. So
I think the internet is full of that same thing happening.
Yeah.
Yep. When I was in the Marines in my barracks room, I had kind of a similar one, but it was like it worked like a shower curtain, but it was really strong, so it like you kind of you put it in there and extend it out. And it worked great. until it didn't, and then I like fell straight on my back on my tile floor in my barracks room
Ooh.
for the enjoyment of my roommate at the time. Like, I'm getting buff. Ah! Yeah. So, anyway, I got a good feeling about this one for me.
Yeah,
So.
I think this is going to be interesting, if nothing else. I don't know if it'll have the intended health benefits, but if nothing else, it'll be a weird new thing for us to try.
Okay, I have a question. Does it have to be us with our hands above? Like, what if we had like two chairs on either side and we're supporting ourselves that way?
That's a dip.
Yeah,
but you don't dip; you just hold yourself up.
No, because it's different though. Because you're not getting like the full extension and everything. I think you got to be dangling, Dan.
Right.
I sort of agree with you, Mike, but I also sort of wouldn't necessarily mind if we changed the challenge a little bit to accommodate for that, because it's a lot easier to do that while watching TV and really pad your stats.
Okay, but you have to, if you are going to be doing that, you need to count it separately so that we can take that into account.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Well, I'm trying to think, like, because I would like to be able to do this at work, but I definitely couldn't do that. But I could hold myself up like that at work.
Yeah. I think there is an element of like, you know, I don't want to give away anything, but we probably do want to pace ourselves, because this is a thing that will, I don't know, you could create some fatigue in your body doing this. So don't break yourself on day one, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, we have our challenge, we have our metric, we have our honorific. Let's do this.
Well, hi there, it's me, Dan. I just want to say thank you for listening. And hey, if this is your first episode, welcome to the show. What a weird place to start, but that's fine. It's great. Us three are just sort of dangling around. We probably say dangle more in this episode of the podcast than I have ever said dangle in my life, but we discovered that it's probably one of the best words that humanity has created. So there you are. You're welcome for that. And let's see who dangles the best. Who's the best dangler? It's gonna be fun. All right, let's go back to the show now. Okay, bye. Goodbye.
Welcome back to the Perpetual Incompetence podcast. As a reminder, we recorded the first part of the podcast 2 weeks ago, and since then, we've just been hanging around and questioning our life choices. Let's discuss this challenge. I don't know about you guys, but I was certainly questioning my choices.
I
don't specifically questioning Mike's choice.
Yeah. I want to ask you this. Was this as difficult as for you as it was for me? Because this was a very difficult one.
I was really hoping that you would say that, because I was like, Dan weighs way less than we do, and I'm dead. There's no way I win, is what I was thinking the whole time, enduring the pain of holding my enormous self up.
Yeah.
I was thinking that there was no way I won this one, because I didn't think hanging would be a difficult thing to do, but
my one note that I wrote down just right before the show is I'm real fat. I'm just a heavy guy. I weigh lots of all the pounds.
You're not that big, but I mean, I don't know if I think
big.
Honestly, I think what matters on this is grip strength.
Yeah.
I think
would agree.
That's the number one
to a point. I mean, my grip strength can only, hang in there so much if you're, trying to lift a car, there's a limitation there.
Yeah. So in the same vein, I'll tell you my first couple of notes on day 1 and day 2. Day 1 was turns out this is harder than I thought. And the second note was I did a minute 30 and 2 hangs. Grip strength is an issue. And then the third note was elbows starting to hurt a little bit. And then the rest of them were just, different parts of me hurt doing this.
Were your guys' elbows, like your elbows sore? Are your elbows sore? My elbows are sore.
A little bit. When I pushed it, they got a little sore. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like that was one of the things that I was hoping was going to like get better, because I was like, oh, my elbows are like from jujitsu and just being a general cave troll the rest of the time. Like I feel like I'm just like doing things to turn myself into a T-Rex permanently, and. But I was hoping it would kind of stretch out the, I don't know, ligaments. That's a word.
Sure is.
But, I feel like it just kind of made that part worse. I was gonna say before we get into this too much, thank you, Dan and Travis, for giving me an extra week. For anybody that is paying attention, we're a week late, and it's my fault because life's been a bit chaotic, and the first week was more or less just nothing for me. So that's why. Thank you, everyone.
I mean, that's fine, and willing to take an extra week sometimes, but I honestly can't think of a worse challenge to have spent an extra week
doing. Well, to be fair, I wasn't able to find get to the store to buy a hanger, what do you call them, a bar until like the third day. So I was already a little bit behind. And then I also immediately I put it up, and then the first time I went on there it fell, obviously. Of course it did. And I fell pretty hard on my knees, which was great. It was a bit of a damper on my progress.
Yeah, I didn't have that problem. I already had some during COVID. I ordered some like Olympic rings for doing pull-ups and various exercises. So I had those down in my basement, but I did end up hanging a bar actually also. I've been wanting to put a pull-up bar in our garage, and I use this as an impetus to do that. So I made doubly and triply sure that it wouldn't fall. So I like over enforced it and whatever. So I didn't injure myself falling, but that I think is the only benefit that I got from this challenge, is that it forced me to put up the pull-up bar that I've wanted to do for a while.
So like I said, the first week was kind of chaotic. I didn't even get to the store to buy like the parts, because I built one just out of a pipe from Menards, but I didn't get it. I didn't buy the stuff until the first weekend, which was a week after we had started, and then I didn't get it up until about the mid next week. Oh, no, I didn't get it up until the next weekend, because the rest of the week I was hanging from my rafters. So what was your guys' approach? Did you have like a methodology that you're going for?
I mean, when I realized right away, like as soon as we stopped recording the first part, that I didn't have anywhere to hang. I was looking all over my house, and there's no good, like there's some like ledges, but I could like put my 4 fingers over it, and I realized that would not be good. I could do that for maybe 2 seconds. So then I don't know. My approach was to just hang as much as possible, but then I found out quickly that my hands started hurting and I'm forming blisters.
Yep.
And I was in a lot of pain. So then I just I tackled it like, at first it was like 10 seconds at a time. And then I would be like, my hands are starting to hurt. And I sort of built up. Actually, built up. So like I went from doing like 10, 15 seconds to like 30 seconds at a time. And then I'd do it, wait for my hands to stop being in a lot of pain, and then do it again.
Yeah, I had a similar approach in that I tried to do frequent attempts. So trying to sneak away and get a hang in, as the kids say.
That's what they say.
Hang for 30 seconds once or twice, and then go about my day. My process was more around refining what I hang from. Because like I said, I started out with the rings and that was okay. But yeah, very quickly it's like, man, this hurts my hands. And for me, the limiting factor was like the pain in the hands and grip strength. So I was trying to experiment with different ways to hang from things.
Yeah.
So I had the rings and I was like, well, let's put up the pull-up bar. So I put that up, and then that like hurt really bad because it was just a bar, which doing pull-ups, you never notice how like painful it is to hold on. But when you're just
Yeah.
sitting there hanging, you're like, this is not a comfortable thing to do.
Yeah, I thought about that. Like, I've done pull-ups, so I never think about how my hands hurt, you know?
Right.
Like, I feel like I could almost do it longer if I was doing pull-ups.
Yeah, I think you can, assuming you can do that many pull-ups. But so then my next thing was I have like some exercise equipment here at home. So I took off one of the like padded grips from one of the my recumbent bike, and then I wrapped those around the pull-up bar that I put, and then like did athletic tape to secure it in place, and that helped a little bit. Actually, that's kind of how I did most of my hanging in the last 2 weeks was from that. Occasionally mixing in the rings because it hurts your hands in different ways, so I can mix and match the two.
Yeah.
And then I did find at work there's a gym on site, and they have like a really good pull-up bar that's got kind of a thick rubber coating around the outside. And I found that was by far the easiest thing to hang from. Like on day 2 or 3, I was able to hang from that for like 45 seconds. So.
Oh wow.
Let me ask you this question. Without giving away our final totals. What is the longest time that you hung from the bar?
I've got one like 50-second, and that's about it.
Really?
I don't think I ever went more than 30 seconds.
I didn't try to
Wow,
go for like length. I went for like I said, short increments.
Yeah, well, I mean, I am handedly the fattest among us, but my longest one was like 1 minute and 15 seconds. I think
Nice.
that's my longest hang. So,
Yeah, like in week 2 to 3 of this thing, I was just like, just done with this whole thing. And I'm generally relatively disciplined and willing and able to endure pain, but I just like, I had sort of lost motivation on, really sticking it out and hanging on the bar. So I was kind of going through the motions after a little bit. I wasn't really pushing to get the longest hang. So
Did you guys experience any positive aspects of this, such as like your back stretching out or anything like that?
nope.
I feel like I did. I feel like my back was more stretched out. Like I've been having a lot of shoulder pain lately, and I feel like it was helping with that. But like I said, I feel like it made my elbows hurt more. So
Maybe you just aren't noticing the shoulder pain. You just
yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely better than it was because like my shoulders just get like super sore. I don't know. But like and also my back, my back felt good while I'm dangling, I guess. So that's I like that.
See, we have an inversion table, which is the right way to do this. If you want to like stretch out your back, you should use that rather than trying to do this hanging thing. Because I noticed no benefits, just like pain in the hands and like pain in the elbows and shoulders or whatever. And then like I actually felt like my back hurt more after doing it. I think because I was like tensing my body in weird ways or like trying to like keep my core tight or whatever. So I genuinely found absolutely no benefit. This challenge was, I don't want to be a downer, but this challenge was a waste of time for me.
I don't think I experienced any benefit either. They're mostly, I honestly think because I fell the first time, like the very first time I did it, and hurt, like my knees hurt a lot. Every time I got on that bar, I was paranoid that I was going to fall again. So I was like, my whole body tensed up. So I don't know. I probably, if that hadn't happened, I probably would have done a lot better and not been in so much pain.
Yeah. You've really got to trust that you're not going to fall. It's probably like a stressful experience for you to get on the bar and like just be in constant fear.
It's just like amped up his anxiety for the past 3 weeks. It's kind of
sort of
just worried. Yeah. All right. Well, should we get into it? How do we do?
Sure.
I can't imagine. I think I lost as hardly.
I guess I didn't talk about my approach actually.
Sure.
So one thing I wanted to say. So I put my bar directly above my desk. It's right here.
Oh.
So, because I work from home now and I'm in the basement, so my dangling bar is just a dangling above me. So my approach was to do micro dangles. Every so often I do like I try to push to a minute. That wasn't super frequently, but sometimes I did. Yep. So that was my approach, micro dangles.
Yeah,
right.
that actually sounds really nice, having it above your desk. Like you're just like,
I
I've
guess
been
that's
sitting down
what.
too long, and then you just sort of pull up.
Yeah, dude. I'm that I think that's part of the reason I kind of enjoyed it because it's like right here, I'm sitting down all day, but I can stand up and just kind of dangle, just to dangle. Even I was also just using it to kind of lean on sometimes, just kind of have my hands up there and you know what I mean.
Man, that sounds
I wasn't.
nice. I kind of want that.
Yeah.
I dangle a lot more then.
Yeah,
So
convenience is probably a factor here. I don't know. We don't know who won or whatever, but like I do not work from home. I had to be in the office, and there were some days where I would sneak down and hang during work, but most of the time I was just doing work and then only dangling on my free time. So
yeah,
that might have played in your favor.
might have. I was also. I mean, I didn't overdo it. I also forgot it was there a lot of the time, and like, oh, you know.
That's something I noticed with this challenge. Maybe I'm just distracted, but like I kept forgetting that I had to dangle. I don't know. Like I kept there's most certainly a couple days where I just didn't do it because I forgot that we were dangling. Because
Yeah.
it's like it takes like just a few seconds to do it, and it's such a minor little thing. Maybe my brain was like pushing it out of my mind that like you don't need to do that today. Don't worry about it.
It's really easy to not dangle.
It is very easy.
That's true.
A lot easier to not dangle than to dangle. That's for ding
Yeah.
dang certain.
That's the truth. All right. Well, should we get into numbers? I kind of
Sure.
want you guys to go first because I think I might have beat you, but I may not.
I'm almost 100% positive that I have the lowest score.
All right. What do you got?
I also would like to mention that I was out of town for a weekend where I was going to do a lot, but and there was no place to dangle there. So I did 740 seconds, which equals about 12 minutes and 30. Wait, is that right? 12 minutes and 20 seconds. So
Okay.
that's how much I did total. And I pushed really hard today to get even more, but I didn't get that much.
All right. I got 1,670 seconds, which is 27.8 minutes. How did you do, Mike?
All right. I got a indeterminate number of seconds. But the total was 40 minutes and 32 seconds of dangling.
Yep, that'll do.
That'll take it.
Did you not count seconds, or how did you?
No, I counted minutes and seconds separately. I have a Excel sheet here that is
nerd.
So yeah. So I could like if I counted up to a minute, then I just put a minute on there. And then if I just did a number of seconds, but I got like weird numbers of seconds. I got like, 13 seconds, 31 seconds, 10 seconds, 18 seconds, 21 seconds. That's just going down the list here. It's because my micro dangles.
The micro dangles. Yeah, don't forget those.
I'm surprised that but I guess if you weren't pushing, like we weren't going for the longest dangle, if we were, I wonder if I don't think I would have won that.
I was struggling after even 20 seconds. I was struggling. That's hard to dangle. I thought it was going to be like relaxing, but I was like struggling this whole time.
Yeah, it's not an enjoyable thing.
No, they got those like hand gripper things that they use for like powerlifting that you can wrap around the bar.
Yeah.
I wonder if that, like without having, because it would ease up the grip strength significantly if you use those.
Yeah, I guess we never said that you had to like be holding.
Yeah.
Like, what if you just put handcuffs on and hung from the ceiling for a while?
Yeah, but I mean that would probably be cheating, right?
I don't know if it would.
I could just sit on a swing, right? That's dangling.
Yeah. I mean,
Particularly where
that's
my
fair.
feet aren't on the floor, I'm
Okay.
dangling, right?
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because we all did it fair and square.
Yeah. And
So.
boy, I feel like I could have dangled a lot more. What the heck?
Yeah, I probably could have, but I have no regrets. This challenge was not my favorite.
I mean, you can look at my hands. I have blisters all over my hands from
Yeah,
the
I thought about taking a picture at one point because like the callus area of my hands was just red. It was my hands were angry at me.
I think it's because I was doing the micro dangles, but I mean, maybe a little bit of calluses. Mine really aren't that bad.
Maybe you're just tougher than us, Mike. I don't know.
That's probably what it is.
Now you have proof, demonstrable proof. All right, I don't have much else to say about this one. This one.
How do we gotta rank it?
Oh, 0.
Well, I mean, there's some strength and conditioning, right?
Sure.
I think if you push yourself for like a 5-minute dangle every day, you'd probably have pretty strong forearms. I bet you.
I think you'd be better served doing basically anything else. Like particularly like just try and do pull-ups. Get your pull-ups up.
Like
don't just dangle.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give it a 2 because it's better than sitting and watching trash TV and eating chips or something, you know. But
yeah, I'll
give it a 2. I'll stick with it 2. Yeah,
a generous 2.
I'm gonna give it a 3.5 because, like, I agree. I don't think I gained much from it, but like, it feels good to have it above my desk here. So I'm glad I did that.
Yeah, that's honestly sounds like. Is it hanging from your ceiling?
Yeah, it's like bolted. Well, not bolted, screwed to my what are they called? Rafters. They're not rafters. Whatever the things that hold your floor up.
Floor, some struts.
Joists. This doesn't matter.
No.
But yeah. But anyway, yeah. So it's just I got it screwed in there, and it's just like a regular pipe from that you put stuff in.
Sure.
Sure. Yeah. Pipe joists.
Yeah.
We do construction.
Yeah.
All right. Any closing thoughts? I'm ready to be done with this one.
This is my advice to anyone. Careful. Put a pillow underneath you.
Yeah, that's good advice. Also, this is not a terrible thing to do, but it's also probably not the most effective thing that you could be doing. So do this if you want to for some reason.
It is something you can do with, minimal risk.
I mean, you
unless
can
you're
do
Danny.
anything. You can do whatever you want, but
true.
Probably don't do this.
It is sort of interesting how, like, and I know that we weighed much less as children, but man, like, just the times when you could just like hang out on the monkey bars, long gone. Like, kids just like zip across or hang there or whatever. I don't know, eventually you get tired and fall off, but like it felt much easier as a child. It does not feel easy anymore.
Yeah, so if you want to have like an existential crisis about your fleeting age and youthfulness, I think this is a pretty good thing to do.
Yeah, if you want a really stark reminder that you are not in as good a shape as you think you are, and that like how if you had like, to survive by your own means, you would be hopelessly ineffectual. Then spend some time hanging from a bar.
All right. Nailed it.
All right, Mike, you got anything?
No. I think you got it.
All right. Now introducing He Who Dangles, Mike Collins.
Thank you, Travis. Thanks, Dan. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode. I know there's been some tumultuous results from this one, but hey, just give it a dangle.
You did great.
Next time on Perpetual Incompetence.
There was an alien
gentleman that works for the
spaceship
Pentagon
that
and all
landed
these,
in
like,
the
top
backyard
secret,
in Vegas.
agencies
I don't know if you
trying to
heard about that
collate
one
and work
recently.
through, like,
That was
the
one like news
classified
came out.
materials. He's
And then
basically
there's another
like a
one.
filter
They saw
between
it
the
as a
military
video
and
of
the
alien
Pentagon
spaceship
stuff.
in Ohio, I think.
Also, next time on Perpetual Incompetence.
Stop eating sugar, any processed sugar, for 2 weeks.